So most riders don't carry anything when it comes to a trauma kit. They don't know what to do. And here's the thing is that if you come up to a crash and you know what to do, but you don't have the equipment, you're not gonna be able to do much other than direct pressure or call 911, which is still fine. You still wanna remain calm for your own safety. And you can only do direct pressure though. So I'm gonna go over the trauma kit that I have. I have designed this one myself. I use a fanny pack. You can get any kind of fanny pack, it's easy. I can wrap it around my waist when I'm riding, and that way it stays with me in case I don't wear a backpack. I don't like to keep it in the saddlebag. It's another good place to put it though, but I don't like putting it there because if I get ejected, I don't have it with me. So I have everything in here. So this is what I use, and I use this for general purpose for the most case. I also am a part of the safety team for my church, and so one of the big concerns is knife attacks or gunshots, and so I have extra stuff for that kind of stuff, but it also can apply to motorcycle riding. So inside the first big compartment, this was actually designed for concealed carry, but I use it for EMS. First big pocket opens up all the way flat. Now inside this pocket, I have multiple sets of nitrile gloves. I want to have not just one set, I want to have backups. I have like 3 or 4 sets of gloves in there, so I have like about 8 gloves. That way if I'm bleedy, if I have blood all over the gloves, and I need to help somebody else, I don't want to transfer blood from one patient to the other, so I'll just take those off, put on a new pair. Or if one rips, I have another pair to use. All right, so inside here, I talked about it during the Stop Major Bleeds, is that I carry 4 CAT tourniquets from North American Rescue inside this spot right here. So I have 4 tourniquets ready to go because one person has 4 limbs. I have 4 limbs. So if I get into a crash, I might need to apply it to myself. And this is also helpful if I have multiple people in a group ride or multiple victims from gunshots or anything like that. I can apply 1 to one person, 2 to one person, 1 to another, so I can at least help out more than one person in pretty much any case. So I have 4 tourniquets. I recommend at least 2. 1 fails, you have a backup. I always like to have 2. I like redundancies. I also have a pair of trauma shears inside here in case I need to cut clothes or motorcycle gear off. Trauma shears are really nice because they're better than scissors when it comes to cutting tough material. These are designed to cut tough material. You can cut like leather belts and a bunch of other stuff with this with ease. So that's what I have in that first pocket. Okay, so it's empty right there. Inside the second pocket, the one nearest to me, because I'm gonna carry it like this, is I have roll gauze. You can either pack the wound with this, like we talked about, or you can put a 4x4 and then wrap it like it's just a regular bandage. I was using this as a demonstration, that's why it's all loose, but they come in little packages like this. So I carry multiple versions of it. I keep about 3 or 4 in my bag at all times in case I need it. I have emergency blankets. I carry 2 just in case, because once again, I'm here for multiple people at the church. But emergency blankets are really nice because if it's cold out, you want to keep the body warm. If it's super hot out, you can use this if you have multiple people as a shade. So it's really nice to have, not just to keep people warm, but to provide shade. So I carry 2 of those. And then I have, this is what I would use more so than the roll gauze. And this is a little bit more expensive, but it's quick clot combat gauze, okay? So inside here is going to be what this looks like inside. It's the compressed gauze, but it's compressed in here. And what's the quick clot does is that it has some coagulant in it. So they brand it called quick clot, and think of it as artificial platelets. So we have blood platelets that will clot things. This has artificial platelets that will clot things. So when I'm packing the wound, not only am I applying direct pressure on the inside, I'm also applying some clotting agent inside that. Fun fact is that, I don't know if you can see it. But there's like a blue streak. It's kind of transparent through the packaging. There's a blue streak, and what they have to do in there is a blue streak in the actual the compressed gauze, so that when they do x-rays, they see there's like the blue streak is visible with x-rays and stuff, so it's easier to find. I don't know, that was just gee whiz. When it comes to quick clot and all that other stuff, it's up to you if you want to use it. I will. Don't be too concerned about it. Don't get it in your eyeballs. That would suck. So that's for packing the wound, okay? I have triangular bandages, Okay, each one of these packets come with 2 triangular bandages, cravats, whatever you want to call it. These are non-stretchy material, so I can actually make a sling and swath. So if somebody breaks their collarbone, for pain management, I can keep them in a sling. You can actually use this for an improvised tourniquet. Not really recommended, especially if you have 4, but if you need to, there you go. You can use this to tie knots and a bunch of other stuff. It's basically like a jack of all trades, not really a master of anything other than having a sling and swath. So I carry this because if 2 people, crash and both of them break collarbones, I can actually put them in sling and swath. If one person breaks both collarbones, they're kind of just sitting like this. So it is what it is. And like I said earlier, when it came to stop major bleeds, we can't really do much on the torso at all. Can't do anything in the abdomen, torso, and all that stuff. If there's like a puncture or anything like that, don't want to pack the wound, don't want to do any of that stuff. So I actually carry chest seals. Okay, think of this as like a fun little fabric that is a one-way valve. A fun fabric that's a one-way valve. It's like a plastic fabric with a sticky side. And so what it allows is for things to breathe out, but not breathe back in. So it won't allow air to be reintroduced. And we can talk about tension pneumothorax and a bunch of other stuff, but chest seals are great. So if you're part of the gun community and you don't have a chest seal, when you go to the range and you have a range bag, I highly recommend you getting some chest seals. So that's why I have them in here. Is not just for motorcycling, but like I said, I have it for when I work at the church, just in case there's a stab wound to the chest and they pull it out or whatever, or a gunshot wound to the chest. So that's the second pocket. Now the third pocket I have is like a boo-boo pocket. So people get little boo-boos. This is really just designed for people that have minor scrapes. So you don't want to be using all your fancy stuff for somebody that like cuts their finger. It is what it is. You just put Band-Aids. I have a bunch of Band-Aids in there. I have medical tape in case I need to tape 2 toes together or 2 fingers together. In case they break a finger or dislocate a finger, I can at least tape them together. And this is what I was talking about when it comes to the 4x4s. When we were talking about stop the bleed and direct pressure, put a 4x4 on and then put direct pressure with your gloved hand. These are 4x4s. They're just like little pieces of cloth, non-sterile for the most part. And they can open up. I'll go ahead and open one up for you. Typically they open up because they're multi-layered. So they get pretty big, but they are typically square like that. So you got 4 layers, you put it on somebody, you put direct pressure, and if it's just like a minor cut and you don't want it to get exposed, think if it's like a big boo-boo and a Band-Aid won't be able to do anything to it, you can get your roll gauze and you can just start wrapping it around and taking care of it that way. If you don't have compressed or roll gauze and you don't have like this compact quick clot gauze, if you have a bunch of these, you can do direct pressure. Just keep putting new ones in on top of the other one. These are just like a general purpose grate, and that's why I keep them in the boo-boo bag, because if somebody scrapes their knee, I need to apply that on them, I could do that, and I'm not using quick clot, and I have just Band-Aids. I don't recommend carrying, well, if you want to, I don't really need to. Pain management, like ibuprofen, Tylenol. Something that might be beneficial is Benadryl, in case somebody has an allergic reaction, like a bee sting and they're allergic to bees, a Benadryl. But now we're starting to dive into medications, and I'm not gonna go any further. I'm not gonna recommend anything because that's big. That's a big thing. Giving medications, introducing things into the body that are medications. So it's up to you. You choose what you want. If you know you're a part of a group ride and you need to carry your own stuff, that's the great spot. If you're a parent and you know your kid might need something and you're willing to take that and do that, then that's your thing. For me, when it comes to strangers, I'm just gonna handle direct pressure and all these bleeding control areas. If you notice, this is all bleeding control with a little bit of pain management and comfort management, okay? That's really all I have inside here, so that's how I set up my trauma kit. There are some places that you can just get trauma kits already set up and made. Highly recommend Traumoto. Okay, so Traumoto does a good job. I know Ethan, we did a seminar at Michigan State University together, and his kit is good. So if you want to just buy a straight up kit, there you go. I pieced this myself. I've got my own fanny pack, and I bought my own little things as is, piece by piece by piece, and just built it myself. And then I can just replace things as they expire or if they're used. It is what it is. But that's how I have my trauma kit. I have in the fanny pack, like I said, I wrap it around me. And it's just basics so I can handle pretty much any situation. The main thing is calling 911 and ensuring your own safety though, okay? You're pretty important. All right, so there's the kit.